What's going on, everyone? I just wanted to give a little background of how I got started, I guess. I've been in the Hondas for quite a few years now. I started with in the 90s era, 1990 Acura Integra. I've had some EGs. I still currently have a 95 coupe. That someday I'll finish. I have a 2012 Civic Si that I'm still waiting on a motor and a transmission. And that's fully built, turboed, PRL, turbo kit, stage 2, and block, pretty much a long block built by Prianto and assembled by Prianto Racing out of Virginia. A transmission, first through fourth gear, stock fifth and sixth, and a Qualify LS, or a Wave Track LSD, sorry. But yeah, that should rip. Trying to get on the top 10 list of that. And then we have this current build that I've kind of acquired. So my fiance, we had a 06 Acura TSX, and it was getting up there in miles and stuff. And we were looking at getting a new car, and I was like, why don't we just buy a brand new car? And this is back in 2018. So I was like, why don't we get the new Accord? It shares similarities to the Type R, and we wanted a 6-speed manual. So that's where we ended up. So in 2018, we ended up with a Still Night Blue Pearl, 6-speed manual, Sport 2.0T, and pretty much from there on, got a PRL catless downpipe, PRL front pipe, did the high volume intake, and turned around, did the flex fuel. It's got a K-tuner, V2 with the screen. From there, let's see, I did the Hasport mounts, the upper torque mount and the lower torque mount. I was the first Accord to have the Acuity reverse flow hoses from the Type R. So just for those, for the money, it's not a huge difference. Does it work? Yes, only a few degrees. Is there other ways to go about it? Yeah, you can put water wetter in your coolant, and it would potentially do more than the Acuity hoses. I just thought to see if they fit. They fit. I'm not taking them back out. They look good. I did the SPL, Accord SPL. I believe his name's Stephen Miller. His grill with the insert, it has like a half scoop that leads up to the air box to get more air to the high volume intake. I have the thermal R&D front pipe back exhaust. Currently, it is on the stock turbo. It is completely stock. It has, I think, 112,000 miles on it, and it's seen better days. It's just on 255, 40, 19s when it's being street driven, drilled and slotted rotors, ceramic pads, 20% tint, Acuity, stage 2, shifter bushings, cable bushings, etc. And that's pretty much it. Cosmetic wise, other than bigger tires and tint and the grill, that's pretty much in the Aerospec Racing grill emblem. Oh, it's got OEM visors, and then the Accord SPL rear, or Aerospec Racing rear emblem, and of course Axion Industries. But I want to get to where we are today. So I collected a little bit of parts here. Everyone thinks that I have a WaveTrack LSD. I've been in this for a while. I have boxes from other stuff, and this is the best way to transport a differential, to be honest with you. It is a Type R LSD in a WaveTrack box, just so transporting stuff doesn't get damaged. It has brand new bearings already on it, and it's pretty much ready to go. Now, this does have, this is used. I didn't buy it brand new. I bought a old Type R tranny. It's missing some stuff, but pretty much second gear was gone. Honda covered it underneath warranty, and I got a hold of the tranny. So it has 300 miles on it, believe it or not, and second gear was destroyed. Now, Honda people are having gear issues or synchro issues or whatever, clutch issues. This is what I'm doing today. Stock. Unopened motor, unopened tranny. The tranny's never been off. The motor's never been apart. 100%. It's all bolt-ons, and that's it. And it's custom tuned by Derek Robinson at Innovative Motorworks, imwtune.com. I mean, it has the Acuity, Kitty Tuner, you know what I mean. My good friend Daniel that owns the Soft Spot. But I believe that it's because I brought this along just because I used to use it. They use this. This is garbage. Throw that shit in the garbage. This is what you need to be running. I've ran it in multiple different vehicles now. And improved shifting. Now, this is the manual transmission fluid. This is a RTF. I run a mixture. So, for every 1 quart of this, you'd put, well, I put 2 quarts of manual transmission fluid. It calls for 2 and 3 point something, and then the rest of it I use the RTF. And as you can see, I stock a lot of it, because usually what I do is I drain the tranny, and before putting new fluid in, I'll take another one and run it through just to get all the gunk and all that other bullshit out of there. But that's what I do. I run a mixture, and that's why I think these guys have gear and synchro issues. The Honda manual transmission fluid is like water. The real reason is here today is putting the Type R diff inside the manual for it. And as you can see, I have an Exetti box here. And actually, all it has left in it is the bearings, some paperwork, and some brand new flywheel bolts. Those bolts are already in there. Those are the pressure plate bolts. Brand new bearings, the tool, some grease, and if anyone's wondering, this is the Type R flywheel part number. And then I went with an Exedi Stage 1 Type R clutch. And then these are the part number for the pressure plate bolts. And I think there's 8 of them. And then this is the flywheel bolts for the Type R. And I believe there's 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. I'll put a parts list up. One of them, I believe one of them 6 and one of them 8 or something like that. And here she is. Like I said, I bought brand new bolts. I have $60-something into just bolts. And then I don't remember, to be honest with you, how much the clutch kit cost. The flywheel is around $350. I do know that. And the last time I knew, I had the last Type R flywheel available in the United States, and it was like a 6-month wait. Now the Clutch Masters flywheel is supposed to be lighter than this one. They claim it's like two pounds lighter or whatever. I'm not really sure. This whole setup weighs 30-something pounds. The flywheel in the stock Accord, the dual mass clutch, just the flywheel weighs what this whole assembly is. Gonna start with the top, removing stuff. I have a high volume intake from PRL. There's part of the scoop for the Accord SPL Stephen Miller grill. Like, I have my bolt over here with an insert nut, my PRL intercooler piping, hoses and stuff. But remove the intake. You remove the battery. I moved the wiring over, unhooked it all. I unhooked the negative and positive. Like I said, you unhook the wire and one of the plugs goes there. The other one goes right here. You just slide them up out of your way. I'm gonna have to remove this section of intercooler piping just so I have access to all the bolts and stuff. You'll have to remove the shifter cables, the wiring, and the slave cylinder. Like the soft hose line that goes to the hard line here to your clutch slave cylinder. And I'm not sure what else yet since there's no real info, but I'll continue and then do a checkup. What's going on, everyone? I just wanted to go over a few things about the clutch swap and the LSD swap in the Accord. I didn't really take any more videos. I just took some photos. Really didn't take the time to take any more videos, so that's why I'm going to do this. As far as the clutch and flywheel, I'm running a Type R flywheel with an Exedi Stage 1 clutch. The part numbers are in the video and stuff. It takes 8 flywheel bolts and 6 pressure plate bolts. I recommend buying brand new. It's like $65 for all the bolts. You may be able to find them cheaper. I just bought them through Honda. Just gave them the part numbers in the bottom. But the flywheel bolts for the Accord and the Type R are identical. The pressure plate bolts are different. The Accord bolts are shorter. The Type R pressure plate bolts are longer. I recommend getting the Type R pressure plate bolts because they are longer and they're made for the Type R flywheel. And technically, the pressure plate is for a Type R, even though we're putting them on an Accord. This is for the 6-speed manual, guys. Other than that, clutches that I know that work are the Exetti for the Type R, the Type R OEM clutch, Clutch Masters, like make specific clutches for the Type R that have been proven to work on the Accord chassis. The Action clutch, we have one guy running an Action clutch. I'm not a big fan of the Action clutch just because of their background. I won't get into that. That's like politics. As far as differences between the Accord and Type R trans, the LSD goes in fine. If you use the stock Accord final drive, all you have to do is swap out the differential. You don't have to swap anything else out. If you use the Type R final drive, you have to swap out the final gear ring around the, well, if you bought a Type R differential, it comes with the final drive gear ring, or whatever, I think it is, a differential ring gear. You'll have to swap out the main shaft, like the main gear shaft, and the oil pump gear. Those are the only things you need to do to put the Type R final drive in the Accord. I really wouldn't recommend it. It makes your gearing a lot shorter. I mean, if you're going to do circuit track stuff, maybe it'd be fine for you. For what I'm doing, I want the Accord final drive because it's longer. Gives me like a better gearing, better mile per hour and stuff. That's my opinion. If anyone wants to do it and feels differently, that's their problem, or whatever they want to do, you know. I'm not against anyone. I'm just trying to make the Accord fast and hook, and trying to go faster than I was before. I don't really care about being number one. I just like going fast. I like drag racing. So that's pretty much where I'm at with it. I did it because, one, I needed a clutch, and two, the car definitely needs an LSD. I think Honda should have put it in there from the factory, but they didn't. So that's what I did. I put one in there. As far as the transmission case goes, the Type R outer case is completely identical to the Accord. So technically, yeah, if you bought a Type R trans, it will bolt up. The motor mount's exactly the same. The case is exactly the outer case is exactly the same. The inner case, the bell housing part, is the same but different. It bolts up all the same, and the Type R has external oil coolers, which the Accord does not. The Accord doesn't even have provisions to put the oil cooler in the trans. It'd be more parts you had to buy if you didn't get lucky and got the oil cooler and all. If you bought a Type R trans used or whatever, I didn't really feel it's necessary to run the oil cooler, to be honest with you. So I didn't buy anything else like far as oil cooler to put the Type R case in there. I just used the Accord case. What else? Oh, the weight. The weight on the Type R trans for the shift selector has a bigger weight than the Accord. The weight on the Accord is like a flat bar. On the Type R, it's like a round, like puck style weight. Those are the only real differences that I noticed. I don't think I'm missing anything on it. And fifth and sixth gear from the Type R are shorter than the Accord. But first through fourth gear are identical. The reverse gear is the same. I think that's pretty much it, the differences and stuff. The differences between the Accord and the Type R trans, and a little info on the flywheel to swap a Type R clutch into the Accord. I put the weight of the Accord flywheel in the video. I couldn't find the Type R flywheel with the Exeti Stage 1, but if I remember right, it was 37.6 pounds, and the Type R's, the flywheel itself weighed more than the Accord flywheel weighed more than the whole clutch assembly that I put in there. And the Accord whole setup weighed 40 something pounds. I have a picture in the video. And that's pretty much it. The car runs and drives great. Like I said, it goes down the road straight. It doesn't have that pull to the right anymore, or like pull whichever way the road's ground it would pull. Kind of just goes straight now with the LSD in it. It's a huge difference. I think it's going to help. I cut like a 19 something 60 foot on slicks, 26-inch tall slicks. Before the clutch started giving out before I was tuned. Like the last time I was out, the stock clutch slipped first through third gear, and I couldn't cut better than a 2.0 60 foot. So I think the clutch and the LSD will help a lot. I'm still not sure if I'm going to be able to get one more time drag racing before actual winter hits. It's already cold here. All the local tracks are already closed. I might travel a couple hours to make one more hit this year on the stock turbo and just get a full send with some skinnies on the back and the slicks on the front. I attempted to do it at the beginning of this season, and the brake calipers rubbed on my skinnies, so I just took them off and run our other wheels on the back. But I figured out the problem, so I'm able to run the skinnies now. And that's pretty much it. As far as that, next season, I have a bunch of stuff I'm doing over the winter. I'm sure I'll post stuff because I don't like to hide things, but for right now, I'm just going to hold off on where the Accord's going. I have a lot of other stuff going on, so I just wanted to give you guys an update and finish up this video. I want to thank everyone for watching, everyone for supporting me and the kind words and stuff. I'm not the first, I'm not the last person going to be doing it, but I take doing this stuff pretty seriously, and right now I still hold the stock turbo record for the manual at a 13.23 at 107 mile an hour. I have the slip posted on there on this video, and I'm pretty proud of that, and that was with the clutch slipping first through third. And if you don't believe me, look at the pictures of the clutch. I mean, it really just shows that it was slipping. I don't try to make excuses. I've been trying to hit 12s on the stock turbo and the 6-speed manual, and no one's done it. I was trying to do it. I'm going to try one more time, hopefully this year, or if not, 13.23 stock turbo at 107 mile an hour and a 6-speed manual Accord as it is right now. Everyone says they can drive better than me, but like when I ask them to post up a number or when they're going to do it, they always internet warriors is what I call them. They aren't doing it, they're just talking about it. So I'll just leave that at that also. But alright, I'm going to end this part of the video. So 2021 season recap here. I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Axon Industries. Michael always comes through for me, no matter what it is. If it's a clutch or a part or whatever, he always finds me what I need. Comes through and supports us, and that's why I've kind of stuck with him as someone that I trust with my money and that I continue to do business with. I just want to give a huge shout out to Michael. Thank you. None of this Accord stuff would be possible without you. Another huge shout out is PRL Motorsports and Dennis. Dennis and Spencer, I've been working with them for, I don't know, well, I have pretty much every part that they offer for the Accord chassis. I have for my 9th gen SI, I pretty much have almost everything they offer for that also. Stage 2 turbo kit from PRL Motorsports for my 9th gen SI. That's still being built. I just want to give a huge shout out to those guys. Those guys trusted me to test the PRL intercooler piping on the manual cord. I was the first person to have the PRL intercooler piping besides PRL. Everyone thinks that someone else had it first. I just want to clarify that they trusted me. I did a review on the PRL piping. I really highly recommend it over a lot of the intercooler piping kits. The ones that have came through and had all kinds of problems. The PRL kit bolts completely up with absolutely zero issues that I've run into. I see some people have issues with their map sensor bolt being too long. That's an easy fix, but other than that, I really haven't seen anyone have issues with it. I think it's a great product. I think everything PRL makes is a great product. Like I said, I pretty much have everything. I have the flex fuel kit, the intercooler piping, the intercooler, the high volume intake. I know I'm forgetting stuff. I just want to give a huge shout out to them. I want to give a huge shout out to Derek Robinson from IMW Tune in Carlisle. I'm fortunate enough to only be a couple hours away from him, so I can drive and he can dyno tune mine. He's also really good at the e-tune thing. Like, pretty much all the top 10 cars on the list are either running his tune or the stage 1, the stage 2 on the K-tuner. The base maps were done by Derek. So if they're running those are Derek's. But that's pretty much it. I want to thank everyone for supporting me. It's been a great 2021. It's pretty much wrapping up my my season, I guess, per se. I'm gonna try one more time if I can to go out. I might drive a couple hours away to make a couple of hits to try breaking in the 12s to further my spot with a 6-speed manual on the stock turbo. But other than that, it's winter time here, and I don't see much more happening drag racing wise. So that's pretty much out. Thanks for the support, everyone. Thanks for watching. Peace out.